And today I just want to give a few tips on just how it's a healthy eating and what are the things that can help you to just kind of manage your health eating, and that can just manage you to other things I've referred to. What are the benefits of balanced diet? For instance, there's a video that I've made before. So if you want to go that, you can look into that to just kind of help you understand the healthy eating, and it's important as well. But today I'm just going to give you a few tips, because having all this knowledge but not knowing really exactly how to do it, it becomes a challenge for a lot of people out there. So what I want to do, I just want to give 3 to 4 health eating tips to just help you along the way through this journey of a healthier and a happier you, for health eating journey that you may be going through at this point in time. All right, so the first one I'm going to mention is the portion control, right? So portion control is very, very important. It plays about a 80%, I would say, of really how it affects us in terms of our food. So making sure that we understand that in our plate, we need to be aware of the sizes of the plates that we are eating, because our stomach, as much as we give, is just going to keep expanding, right? And the smaller you give, it just contracts a little bit and it can handle that. But if you give it more, it's going to train itself to receive more food. So understanding that the portion control is very important, and there's several things that you can use. There's some people who just kind of use as a start, at least if you do not know what is the best route for you in terms of portion control, you can just buy a scale, like a food scale into and they're cheap, $15-12 on Amazon. And there you can just kind of start training yourself of what is the best food for you, where you eat. And as you do that, the more you do it, your mind is going to associate yourself to that food size. And naturally, as you go, you're not going to need that scale as you go. It's not a scale that you have to use all the time. It's just a good habit to have as you start. And then going forward, you're going to be familiarized with the best portion for you. And then you're not going to need it anymore. At first, it just helps to kind of know what is the best thing for you. And there's many different kitchen scales that are out there, whether it's a scale or something that you have. There's so many fancy things out there. That is the number one, portion control. Familiarizing yourself what is the best portion control that makes you feel full, and then slowly by slowly, if you can minimize it, because sometimes we do things but we're not conscious of how big it is until we start being aware and measuring it. That is going to be a difference. Number 2 are just going to be very, very important: reading your labels, right? Reading what is written on the labels and understanding what is in there. If you find something when it comes to healthy eating, if you cannot read what a word means on your label when you buy the food, just don't buy it, right? Because what you're looking for, because you do not know what effect that element is going to have into your body, just being aware of it. And one thing that I just want to emphasize, and this is something that is found in all the food and that affect our health tremendously, not even on the level where a lot, it is sugar, right? Sugar. Sugar is so important to us to truly understand it, because it really affects on every aspect of our health. It affects our mental health. It affects our physical health. It affects our energy. It affects everything, I would say, in the body. Sugar. So just be cautious of your sugar. For instance, there's sugar in practically almost everything, but we are not paying attention to that. But it's it's like one of those things, the truth on plain sight, but we just don't see it. It's in everything. And that's a problem to me. That's truly a problem. Just being aware, look out for the sugar. For instance, just be aware how many grams are in sugar. Like, for instance, 1 tablespoon of sugar, like the tablespoon, one teaspoon of sugar, it's really equivalent of 4 grams of sugar. So just kind of being aware of that. Give me a second. Something is happening here. Apologize for that. Sugar. Just being aware that a sugar, 1 teaspoon of sugar itself is equivalent of 4 grams of sugar. So when they're written, like for instance, there are certain, I'm not going to name brands or anything, just for instance, your when you pay attention to your, if you drink something on regular basis, like soda or pap or something like that on regular basis, and most of the time is 35 grams of sugar. Just imagine, really, just write it down. Just really do the calculation of how much 35 grams equivalent to those tablespoons of sugar. And if you look at that, you're just like, oh my God, I am having like just one pop, probably. I'm having like 6-7 tablespoons, like teaspoons of sugar, 6-7 teaspoons of sugar. That is a lot. I don't know. Maybe you can. I just think about it. If I were to come here and then give you 6 teaspoon of sugar, and I tell you, here, enjoy it, like devour on that, would you do that? Like, would you just kind of enjoy it? Like, would you be like, the sugar tastes good, oh, I just want to keep devouring this sugar? Maybe you would. I don't know. What would you? Maybe you would, but personally, I don't think I would. But just keep that in mind in terms of sugar, because sugar affects you tremendously. I cannot even know how much I can emphasize on that. So be aware of that. Be aware of your labels. Read your labels. Make sure it has ingredients. Go for the food that don't have labels. If you truly want to go for healthy and sustainable life and longevity and all the above, go for non-labeled things. And I know we have like kind of a busy life in life. We have things to do, kids activities, cooking, and all those things. But just keep in mind, like, who are you doing that for? And why are you doing it? Let's just not do things because we do it, but let it have some sense, some mindfulness to it as well. So that is the reading label and nutrition label. If you do not know what it is, don't get it. If it has too much sugar, don't get it. Just remember, 1 teaspoon of sugar, it's equivalent of 4 grams of sugar, right? It's basically 4 grams of sugar is equivalent of 1 teaspoon, right? Just keep that in mind and see, how is it going to affect you. And I'll make a video of how sugar really affects us in different areas of our body, so that you can just also be aware, not just do it because I said it. Just Antoinette was there and she's there saying, oh, sugar is this, sugar. No, I'll just make something, another video to just explain the effect of sugar and how it's affecting you and how it's important to just keep that in mind on a regular basis in terms of your health and healthy eating in that sense. So the other third element that I would just kind of want to put out there is going to be really emphasizing on whole food. So if you want to change your healthy eating and you want to focus on healthy eating, is to really pay attention on eating food as a whole. When I am helping my clients and helping them to go to sustainable and resetting their metabolism and balancing their hormones and taking toxins out of your system, the only majority of things I use, it is whole food. Eat a whole food. The body has all the knowledge, has all the understanding to deal with a whole food, not just a separate vitamin or supplement and all those things, but as a whole. That's what makes you as a whole person. Whole foods is really important. And of course, we want to focus on a variety of fruits. We want to focus on a variety of vegetables. Actually, vegetables should become a priority, variety of vegetables, because vegetables has fiber and you're also feeding your microbiome. And there's some fruits that has fiber as well. So just keeping that in mind and making sure that you minimize anything that is processed. Processed food, forget it. Processed food, there's additives that it's included in there, and they have long-term consequences to your health. It may not happen today, but it's going to happen at some point. There's preservatives that are added to your food. You just want to be aware of that. It may not happen. Artificial additives that are in there, you just also have to be aware of that. So really paying attention to those things. And even if you don't want to know and understand the science behind of what you do, the only best way to just not pay attention on what it's going to do, whole food, just go whole food. Don't go in anything processed, just focus on whole food and see what your body knows what to do. I mean, it's just amazing what the body can do in that essence. So just come to summarize a little bit more of what that's important in just small tips is making sure your portion control is well done, making sure that you're reading the labels in your food, especially pay attention to the sugar. It's right there in front of your face. And then also making sure that that you're choosing whole foods, that you're focusing on whole foods instead of processed food. Those are the three really tips I will just kind of summarize really quick into that. And one other thing that I just want to mention as well is to make sure that, plan your meals, because we are busy and sometimes it's not easy. Just kind of, it helps you make more time when you plan your meals. When you do meal planning, you can prepare your dishes like one day a week. You prepare everything because now you're aware, you're mindful of your food, you're mindful of what you're doing. And then you can eat your food without really worrying about, okay, well, what am I going to eat tonight? And suddenly you are tired. It was a tough day today. You had so many things going on, and suddenly you just pass by. Oh, I just pass by, the fast food and get food from there. And there now you have to worry about those additives, artificial, and all those things, not fresh, and all those elements that you can prevent. But once you prepare your meal plan and you plan it ahead of time, then you don't have to worry about that. That's another thing that can help. Meal planning is something that can make, and avoid all those excessive and impulsive eating. The other important thing, just as I was mentioning, one day at home and cook your food. I tell people, make your food at home. Cook your food, because that's the only time where you have 100% power of what goes into your plate, right? You can choose your ingredients, you choose what to put, you choose how to cook it, which is very important. And I'll mention that in another video too. What is the best way to cook your food? Because, I can be eating healthy food. I can be buying whole food from Whole Foods, organic, wherever I get it from. And then suddenly I cook it wrong at home. Well, that's not going to be long-term beneficial for me. So that's another element. And I'll give out a few tips on how that is beneficial for you as well. All right. So those were my few tips. Make sure we cook food from home, and making sure that, of course, when we're cooking from home, picking out those healthy food that have diversity and beneficial for you, for a better and a healthier you. All right, so I hope this was very helpful for you. If you have any questions, comment below. If you have anything you want to say, you want to add on, please do so. The whole point is just educating, making sure that it's a healthier, a very good relationship, helping you, again, every person review that relationship with food for a happier and healthier you. All right, thank you very much, and I'll see you soon.